Hi everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of making our paper mache lantern. I just wanted to show you the difference between the two different glue pastes that I went over in the first video. This one was the flour and water, so you can see that it's nice and solid, and I did 2 layers on this one. And then this is the school glue, Elmer's glue, and water, and I believe I did 3 layers on this one, and it's pretty solid as well. Guys, I'm gonna leave the one on the flour on the container, and I've already been collecting plants since before I even started with the layers of paper mache. So I'm gonna do some really cool leaves for this one, like so. So you wanna go back to your glue mixture, and I'm actually going to use my Elmer's glue and water mixture to add the leaves on both of these, just because I had a lot left over and I don't want to waste it. So if you kind of want to look at it and see how you want to lay it out, I'm probably going to find the center point and where I need to come down with the leaves. I think I'm going to start right here in the middle. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put a layer of glue on the flattest part of my leaf, which is the part where the veins are on the opposite side. So it's a little flatter on this side here, like the center. I'm gonna put one leaf there, just lay it down with my hands, and hopefully it should stick no problem. It's coming up a little bit right there, but that's okay. Might need a little bit more glue. Now, if you picked a plant that isn't not wanting to lay flat, then you might either have to move it down so it doesn't stick up, or you might have to put something over the top. So we'll go over that later on after I get more of these laid on. So I'm going to do some different sizes. Okay, so I am finding that the leaves that I picked are sticking up quite a bit. So here is the fun part that you can do. If you have tissue paper laying around, or you can even take another layer of the white paper that you use. I had a bunch of tissue paper left over from Christmas. I'm gonna go ahead and take this tissue paper. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on it. I'm gonna lay it on top. And this creates a nice transparent layer of paper over your plants, and will kind of seal your plants so they're not sticking up. And I didn't originally put this step in. Or put this on the materials list, because not everybody has tissue paper just laying around, but I wanted to give this as an option if you accidentally picked a plant that sticks up a lot. If you don't have tissue paper, you can try another layer of whatever white paper you use, or you can just go out and scavenge for some other type of plant that maybe might stick a little bit better. I picked kind of some stiffer leaves, so go ahead and put a thin layer of tissue paper on. I'm just using my brush. Obviously, you can also use your fingers. Another piece here. Beautiful thing about tissue paper is you can use really big pieces because it just kind of wrinkles and makes really cool texture. You don't have to really worry too much about how much glue you're putting on. To keep the alignment here, like I said, you can use your fingers if you didn't have a paintbrush. Put a little bit more glue on top so those leaves will lay flat. Makes a really nice texture over the top too. All right, how's that look? What do you think? You can see you can't even barely see the tissue paper, but it's really helping those leaves lay flat. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of speed through this. All right, so I went ahead and just put one layer of tissue paper over my leaves just to get them to lay flat, and you can't even barely tell that the tissue paper is there, but it's creating kind of a fun texture. And then once this is dry, I'm gonna go ahead and pop my balloon and trim the top, and then also add a way to hang it. So stay tuned. All right, so my last layer has dried and I'm ready to go ahead and turn this into a lantern. I'm gonna start off by removing it from my container. This is the fun part. You get to pop the balloon if your balloon hasn't already popped. Always make the fun noise. Ooh, there it goes. Remove any tape that's stuck on. All right, and there is our lantern. And if the edges are really rough, you want to go ahead and give those a little bit of a trim. If you like the way it looks, then please just leave it the way it is. Get your parents' help with this if you have any trouble with scissors. All right, and you can get it really perfectly straight if you want, or you can leave it a little rugged. It's totally up to you. I kind of like it the way it looks. I kind of like the little dips here. So last thing is you just have to poke some holes. You can either use a hole punch if you have it, or get your mom and dad's help with a pair of scissors or any kind of poking device that you might have laying around the house. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my hole punch. And I'm just gonna make a hole here. I'm gonna go about an inch down, just so over time it doesn't pull the string through. I'm gonna go in between some leaves here. All right, so we have a hole there. And then usually you only need just 2 holes. So directly across from each other is probably a good idea. Or you could even do 3 spaced apart. It's really up to you. How many you think you need? I think I'm just going to do 1 across. Just kind of eyeball it. I think that's about right across, about an inch down. And then just find any string you have laying around the house, yarn, thread, anything you have access to in your home. Feed it through the holes. Like so. You can pull it through like that. And now, everybody, you've finished your paper mache lantern. Go ahead and tie it off here at the top. And then if you have any LED tea lights laying around the house, anything battery operated, I believe I got these at the dollar store. Turn on the bottom. They're little fake candles. Please do not ever put real candles in this. This is made of paper after all. And then we'll put our little light in the inside, and then we'll see what it looks like at night. Thanks for making with me.